hi and hello and welcome to Lost.in.prose, where we talk about all things bookish. And in today's video I will be reacting to your bookish pet peeves. So let's begin. Recently I shared an Instagram story asking you guys about what your bookish pet peeves were. So if you want to be part of more videos like this, you should go follow me on my Instagram, because many ideas do come from there as well. So I usually do take public opinions on my Instagram stories for my YouTube videos on Instagram. So do follow me there. So I shared a Bookstagram story asking you guys what your bookish pet peeves were. They could be about Bookstagram or books in general, something you don't like, you dislike about it. So I got some very interesting answers which I will be reacting to today, and let me know your opinions in the comments below. So the first one is, Instagram talks very often of the same fashion books. It could be cool to talk about small authors. I think that this is true up till quite an extent, because once one book gets famous, all you see on Instagram or Bookstagram in specific is that particular book or that particular author. Like we had a wave of Emily Henry books, then we had Colleen Hoover, then Emily Henry. Like there, once one starts, it keeps on going on and on and on. Everything, everywhere you see, every next post is about that one author or that one specific book. So through this, sometimes you do actually find pretty good authors, and like recently through this hype I found out about Holly Jackson, which was my current read that I liked a lot. There are many authors that I have found through this way, but sometimes it becomes really boring to scroll through Instagram and watch only the same authors or the same books pop up again and again. So I try to like on my part also, I try to share books that are a little underrated or you don't hear about a lot, and also by authors who of course aren't very well known. And I also tend to share and promote such pages who do the same. I think there are many underrated gems that are yet to be discovered. Like I read a book by James Bailey, which is The Flip Side. It was such a cute book where I was so shocked that I haven't heard a single phrase on Bookstagram or like anywhere in particular, and I bought it just because it was on sale on Amazon. But then I actually read it and I liked it. I really liked it, and I think Jesse the reader also recommended it. That's why I put it in my TBR in the first place. But I really liked the book, and I was so surprised that he is so underrated and hasn't been all over Bookstagram, or hasn't had his moment as such. But I really like that book. It's so cute. I can't think of more underrated gems for now, but if you do want such recommendations, you can definitely keep following me on my Instagram. I do share many authors. Like apart from any bias, I literally just share what I read and my thoughts on it. I do not see whether the author is popular or not. I don't see if the genre is trending or not. I literally try to read everything that comes my way. Anything fiction, I do not like to read non-fiction, but I literally read anything that comes my way, and I am really happy to share my honest views on them. I do not do paid reviews. So yeah, you can check it out. Moving on to the next one. People don't share their views on books, but only their pretty pictures. I'm very surprised that people like this also exist on this planet. That many people actually just share book pictures because they're pretty, and they do not actually review them or do not even read them. It's just because it seems pretty, they share it. And I mean, it's their choice honestly, but then I don't think I like it a lot. I think a Bookstagram page is supposed to share like a review of the book as well, and not just pretty pictures of a book. Sometimes, yeah, you can't resist yourself, like you're not going to read the book soon, but you just captured a pretty picture of it and you posted, that's fine. But sometimes it's fine, but not always. You really have to share reviews as well. I on my part, I think that's kind of a not responsibility, like something a bookstagrammer just has to do. I think, you know, share your reviews, your honest thoughts about
Young girls around 14 to 16 years of age are getting into dark romances and romanticizing toxic relationships.
I think this is quite a problem in today's day and age, where very young girls are getting into reading books. I wouldn't call them literature as well. Books that romanticize such toxicity in all. But I think if an adult reads them, they still, you know, understand that fine line between fiction and reality. But when it comes to young girls, they sometimes tend to get carried away, and it may have a very dire consequence at the end. And I think I usually steer away from such a genre of reading. I do not usually read this. I don't think I have even a single book on my shelf which promotes smut in any way. There is such a big hype around haunting and hunting Ireland and such books on Bookstagram, and I actually do see young girls reading them and promoting them as if it's something very cool to do. But no, it's kind of very depressing, and I do not promote such things. Like, if you're an adult, you understand properly that this is different from reality. But if you grow up reading this, you can you know, that's sort of diminishes your understanding of what is actually real, and it's just not right in any sense. It's just a book and shouldn't actually be carried out. And it is very well placed that they romanticize toxic relationships, which I think is very dangerous, and it can lead to something that is unfavorable. There should be some sort of control over what a person is reading. 14 to 16 years, I know you're in your teens, but like 14 to 16 years is still a sensitive age. It's, I think, pretty sensitive, and there should be a check on what you are reading, especially if they are books like this. If you are an adult, then that is a completely different thing, but 14 to 16 years old, 16-year-olds are just extremely problematic. This should be checked for sure. Moving on to the next,
Who create reels using Pinterest downloaded pictures and call it book content.
I also use Pinterest images to create content, because honestly Pinterest is has such a great variety of content that you know, like aesthetic videos or photographs. But sometimes many pages, all they do is post blurry images from Pinterest and make fan pages of characters, which is fine, but sometimes it gets really redundant. And there are people who post only and only reels with blurry Pinterest images with quotes on them, which are not really bookish or book related, and that's content for them. But I also use Pinterest images and videos, because sometimes they are so beautiful. Pinterest videos of like English countrysides in Edinburgh in Scotland, and I love those. But that's like sometimes. I do not restrict my content entirely towards that, like only and only quotes on Pinterest backgrounds. No, I keep changing with the content. Sometimes there are memes, sometimes there are book recommendations, sometimes there are book reviews in the form of post and reels, both. But I am more inclined towards creating reels because I enjoy them more. And even I scroll, like as a user, I scroll more towards reels, so I also create more reels rather than posts. But my posts are usually book recommendations or book reviews. Apart from that, book reels I make memes, I make book themed quotes again, and that is where I use Pinterest. Otherwise, like memes and everything is nothing related to Pinterest as such. So like I mix it up. There are pages who solely run on copied content from Pinterest, so I do not call that content. And there are people who blatantly copy from pages, such big pages, such renowned pages. There is a creator, I will not name her right now because I'm not sure if I have the permission to do so, but I absolutely love her content related to Disney. And recently She shared a reel. It had all the Disney animated character couples like Tangled and Inside Out, and also this one Elemental, and all those other Disney famous couples. And the reel was so pretty, but someone took it and posted it on their page without any credits, no credits at all, and that reel performed so well on their page. That is copied content without any credits at all. That is just blatant copying, and it just hurts so much to see that person's efforts go to waste and someone else getting more credit for a reel that they didn't even make and rather just posted. And that reel was actually pretty beautiful. I like all of her content, honestly, and it hurts to see it getting copied like that. And when she accused them of the same in the comment section, they started deleting her comments. And wow. Moving on to the next one,
The race of reading more and more books.
the race of reading more and more books is very annoying sometimes, but I mean, I think everybody has their own pace of reading and everybody should follow that. I know sometimes reading seems as a competition. If you become part of the bookstagram community as a whole, then you feel, I'm not reading 100 books in a year, I'm not reading 150 books in a year, where people do. I think that's good for you that you read so much. That's kind of your talent. I think you can do it. You can, of course, if I could, I would have also done it, but I can't, so I don't. I think you should be comfortable, you should feel comfortable in how many books you can read. And you should, like, reading is for leisure. Okay, reading is not supposed to be a race. It's not supposed to pressurize you in any way. We got academics for that. And reading should be done in such a way that is calming and relaxing and what you like to do. Okay, reading was of course picked up by us as a free time kind of a hobby. So of course you're not accustomed to making it something that pressurizes you and makes you read more and more and more. That sort of creates a pressure around something that you like doing so much. So don't ruin it with that pressure, and rather let it be how it is. You should know your pace, you should know what you like. Sometimes you don't feel like reading, you don't read. Like, for example, for now I haven't had a slump for a while, but there was this period last year where I did not read anything for 2 to 3 months straight, and overall I read I think 49 books last year. So I'm pretty comfortable with that. When I see other people reading 150 books last year, I'm like, that's cool, but I can't do it. But that is so cool that you could do it. And I think everybody should just feel comfortable and should not force themselves into reading just because everybody else does it too. Lots of chatting today. Next up is
Bookstagrammers promoting online bookstores that sell pirated books.
there are a lot of people who do promote these, and there are many Instagram bookstores who have also come on bigger platforms, but are actually not very genuine. I have come across various scams that people fall into and keep on sharing on their stories for refunds, and the way the bookstores they approach them is so rude and just outright disgusting. The way they talk to them. I mean, we are customers, we are paying you in expectations of return of a good that we want, that is our book. But the way these bookstores have an attitude within them, but not all, but a few, and due to that it makes me doubt all of them. But if you do know some small Instagram bookstores that are genuine, you can let me know in the comment section below. I know Pageaters, but it is not like a Instagram bookstore. It's a proper website from where you can order. So they are pretty genuine. Their books are in the pricier range, but then their quality is also top notch. Not sponsored, by the way, I'm just giving you suggestions. Then we also have Amazon. Amazon has various retailers you can order from. So Coco Blue Retail is the best, again not sponsored. Their books are usually always, not usually, always, all the books that I've ordered from Coco Blue are always original copies. Sometimes, like, due to Amazon packaging, they get damaged, that is a different thing, but then you can return and get a new one for free. And not for free, I mean, you paid for it in the first place, that kind of thing, but it's a hassle-free return is what I'm trying to say. So those are pretty convenient. And for like second-hand books, you can try I think there's KharidoBecho also. There's one bookstore, KharidoBecho bookstore, and also one more is there, that is BookChor. They're a completely second-hand bookstore, so I like that about them. Their second-hand quality also has various you know, like levels. You can take from almost new, good, very good. So they have like various categories mentioned how used it is, like that. So I think they are also nice if you think of second-hand books. Apart from that, I cannot think of any more right now, but I usually order through Amazon, or you can also get it directly from the publisher's website. A few publishers also sell books on their website as well, so you can directly order from there as well. And let's move towards the next one. I think that is the last one, so let's go.
Borrowing books just for a picture.
I haven't encountered such monsters yet, but there are people who I know who just borrow books, or like from a bookstore or a cafe or something, and then they just post those pictures just to seem pretentious, you know, and do not read. But I think that's their choice, and I'm not going to judge them for that. That is definitely what they like doing, that gives them happiness. But I don't think like it is necessary for you to be a reader, or it is necessary for a reader to have a bookstagram page. You can be a reader without having a bookstagram page. You can read for you yourself. You don't have to read just because you know the world that you are reading. That is a choice that some make. You don't have to necessarily do that. Being a reader is something that comes from within. I am also going to do a video on my reading journey that would be coming up next, or you have already seen that. That depends on my mood how I post, but most probably you'll be seeing it next. Like, it's something that you like doing. I have been reading since childhood, and I have really enjoyed doing that, and it has turned into an obsession that no one in my home expected it to be. But anyways, it is like something you do for you. Okay, it doesn't have to be a race. It doesn't have to be so that you can prove yourself to someone or somebody, or you don't have to do it just because you want to seem like a reader, or it's something you do for you or you like doing. It's not necessary that you are a bookstagrammer, then only you can like reading. You can just be you and start reading. It's just something I picked up along the way, you know, in between like when I think last year, when I was still new to bookstagram, it really got to me, you know, like followers. I want more followers, I want this, I want that. So I kind of went behind that a lot, and I actually lost myself. Like, it became very tiring to read, and then I thought that this is not why I started this page in the first place. And I wanted to start this page because I already loved reading what I was reading, and I just want to share that. Simply just put what I think about books, or what I find relatable about books, or relatable book memes that come to my mind. I just want to share them with people. I want to babble about my books and yap away about my books and my reading you know, journey with the people who are like-minded. I slowed myself down and started reading in the pace that I enjoyed it usually, and then for now I am slowly and steadily growing. There are pages that literally go from 0 to 10k in like 2 months. I'm like, okay, here I am, 2 years and only 2,300 follows. But I think I enjoy it. I enjoy that pace. I put in effort, so I just want appropriate recognition for that, and I just want your love by little likes, comments and stuff like that. I like the way that I've started YouTube recently. I like the way I got the confidence to actually show up on camera. I like your response towards it. Thank you so much. On my previous 2 videos, I have really enjoyed you know, speaking and yapping to the camera, and I'm still a little awkward sometimes, but I like it, and I hope you're enjoying as well. Thank you so much. And also I have one last thing to react to, one last pet peeve to react to.
Oh, I like everything there is. There's nothing to hate about Bookstagram. I love my Bookstagram community, and no dear, I don't have anything to hate.
They do not dislike anything about books or Bookstagram in all, and I think that is so cute. So well, that's it. That's all for today, and I hope you liked my video. I hope you will share, like, and subscribe, and do what your part is. And also let me know what you think about all these opinions. I thought this was a rather risky video to do. I didn't know whether people would like it or not, but I thought I'm just putting my opinion forward, and I don't think there's anything wrong in that. So please do let me know what you think, and do not feel shy if we are different in opinions. You could leave that down below as well. I think that's what I like about Bookstagram, that the same words written on the same piece of paper, but each person has a different viewpoint. And well, that's it. Bye bye.